Women who worked at Hooters, Twin Peaks, or other restaurants where waitresses are expected to wear revealing uniforms, did you like it? How was your experience?
Response 1.
I worked at Twin Peaks.
It was weird.
We weren't allowed to order off the customer menu. We had to order off a spa menu with super low-calorie options. I also got docked once because my hair wasn't glamorous enough. I straightened it instead of curling it that day. Not sure how I got the job in the first place because, during the interview, they only had one pair of shorts in a single size to try on, and they were about 3 sizes too small for me.
Response 2.
I worked at Twin Peaks for 2 years. The uniform didn't bother me. I used to compete in dance, so I was comfortable in revealing clothes. What wore me out was having to be on all the time, even when dealing with disrespectful customers. Eventually, I left to work as a bartender. Response 3. I worked for a private catering company while in college. We dressed professionally slutty and served food to wealthy people at a private beach club. The comments were outrageous, but so were the tips. Plus, there were a lot of swingers, and the drama was incredible. Response 4. I briefly worked at a place with Velcro Scottish skirts. I'm attractive, but it was my friend, who's Helen of Troy level gorgeous, who got me the job. I had recently lost my first post-college job in my field. Despite the Scottish theme, the boss must not have liked redheads because I was the only one, and they gave me a skirt nearly twice as long as the other girls. At the time, I was pretty self-conscious about it. I'd put on the skirt every day and sing. I went to college. In the end, I chatted with a customer who eventually hired me back into my actual career, where I've been successful ever since.
Response 5.
I worked at Hooters for about a year and a half between college and med school, and part of the time during med school. Part of the uniform was thick brown leggings, so honestly, it felt more like wearing a tank top with leggings and shorts over it. I will say, they run a tight ship, Hooters of America. I can't speak to the franchises, as each restaurant can be different. They have very high standards for their waitresses, to the point where, when I picked up a shift at an independent restaurant where my husband worked while I was a resident, I made fantastic money, at least compared to what I was used to as a resident, and was even mentioned in a Google review. Honestly, people could be really mean, more than pervy. Some men seem to want to be rude, as if they were getting revenge on the hot girl from their high school, but I wasn't that girl. I actually applied for the job because I was so shy that I had trouble talking to people and decided to throw myself into the deep end to fix it. People were also very condescending, acting like we were extremely dumb, but most of the girls were smart local college students. The saddest moment I've seen was when I told a man wearing a Phi Beta Kappa pin, "Oh, I'm a member of that."
Response 6. Here's a guy who worked at Hooters. First as a dishwasher and then as a fry cook. The uniform was a Hooters t-shirt. It would get soaked with sweat from the heat of over 7 fryers, caked with flour and raw chicken from breading wings. And by the end of an 8-hour shift, I looked more like a breaded chicken wing than a 17-year-old guy. I did not get laid,